My name is Dr. Piscopo, and I'm going to be your instructor for microbiology. In this video, we're going to talk about how the course is organized and how you should approach the course so that you can be as successful as possible. This is the home page for our Canvas course. This is the page where you'll find all of the material posted for both lecture and laboratory portions of the course. If you scroll down this page, you'll find two important links. One link for our syllabus and schedule, and another link for our YouTube playlist. You can come to the home page anytime you have a question about course policy or what's coming up in terms of our schedule. And you can click here to go directly to our playlist and find some video recorded material. But the most important thing for you to see on the homepage is this, because our course is organized into weekly modules. Let's click on this and take a look. Throughout the course, you can find all of the material that you need and all of the assignments that you'll be completing organized into weekly modules. Within each module, you'll see a to-do list, you'll see what's going on for lecture, and you'll see what's going on in laboratory. But it all begins with the to-do list. Let's take a look at the to-do list for week 1. The best way to approach each week is to open up this to-do list sometime over the weekend. The to-do list is going to lay it all out for you. What's happening in lecture, what's happening in lab, what assignments you need to complete, and so on. So for week 1, we're instructed to be sure that we've completed the Start Here module, if we haven't already. And then for lecture, there are 2 lecture topics that we need to view in our playlist on YouTube: an introduction to the microbes and history of microbiology and science of microscopy. It says, as you view each topic, take a detailed set of notes for yourself. This is going to be especially important with regards to the assignment you will have for each lecture. We call it lecture homework, but Canvas calls it a lecture quiz. Now, it's not a traditional quiz because you'll be taking it at home and you'll be allowed to use your lecture notes while you take the quiz. You'll be allowed to take as much time as you want answering the questions. But it's important to know that you can only submit the quiz one time. So sit down, watch the videos, take a good set of notes, and when you're ready, use those notes to complete the lecture quiz. Take as much time as you want, but you can only submit it once. In most weeks, the lecture homework will be due by Friday at midnight. My best advice to you is to watch the lecture videos early in the week. That way, if you have any questions about what you've seen, you can bring them to laboratory and ask me directly. If you get the lectures done by, say, Tuesday, bring your questions on Wednesday to the laboratory. You'll then have 2 days to complete the lecture homework. It's vitally important that you watch each and every lecture video. These lecture videos are critical to your success in the course. Sometimes students will tell me that they skip the lecture videos and instead they just look over the PowerPoint slides that I post for you on Canvas. Here's the problem with that approach. Part of what I do in lecture is I round out the bulleted material that's on the lecture slides. I tell you a story about the information that's on the lecture slides. If you don't watch the video, you're not going to hear the whole story, and you will miss very important details that you need to know for the exams. So don't skip the videos. Set aside some time each week that you will sit down and you will watch the lectures on our playlist on YouTube. We're back in the week 1 module here. I want to show you that I've posted all of the PowerPoint slides for you for the lectures that you have to watch on our YouTube playlist. The reason that I give you these slides is so when you're taking notes, you don't have to write down every single thing that you see on every single slide. You have all that material right here. Instead, you will need, in your notes, to take down the additional information that I'm saying in the video. So when you sit down to watch a lecture, have your computer with you. You'll need to download the slide set to your computer, but then you can open them up and take notes directly on the slides. You're looking at the introductory slide for the Intro to the Microbe lecture. And if you haven't used PowerPoint very often, you may not realize that there's a section at the bottom of the slide for note-taking. When you open it up, you'll be able to see down here a place where you can take all the notes you want to take about the slide. So take advantage of this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel and copy down every single thing on every single slide in every lecture. You have the slides. Use them efficiently by adding in notes about the information that doesn't appear on the slide. On this slide, you'll see that there is some information already entered in the notes section. Sometimes I add in some additional information for you that we talk about in the lecture, but that doesn't appear on the slide. Now let's take a look at our playlist. This is what is up on YouTube as our playlist for our course. The channel that this playlist is on is called Science Science. It's a YouTube channel that I use for all of the courses I teach at all of the different schools that I teach at. So the best thing to do is to use the link on the home page in Canvas to take you directly to our playlist so that you're not searching for videos among other courses. This is the place where I will post all of the video recorded material that we're going to be using in the course. That includes lectures as well as some lab videos like this one right here called Care and Use of the Microscope. Now I want you to take a look at the first lecture, which is called Introduction to the Microbes. Notice that this is not a single lecture. Instead, it's broken into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The reason that I do that is because it's a lot easier to upload, say, a 20-minute video or a 25-minute video than to try to upload a video that's an hour and a half long. The other thing that I want to talk about is playback speed. Part of the reason I like to post videos on YouTube is because it gives the viewer the chance to control the playback speed, the speed at which the video plays. Some students like it when the video plays slowly. It gives them the chance to take notes without having to stop and pause the video. Other students, however, prefer a faster playback speed. They don't mind having to click pause if they need a moment to catch up with their notes. Let's take a look at how playback speed works in YouTube in case you're not familiar with it. When you go to a video like this one, you're going to want to click where it says Settings and then click where it says Playback Speed. It's going to give you a range of speeds to choose from. If you want to speed the video up, you can go to 1.25 or 1.5 without too much of a problem. I don't recommend going faster than that, though. It really will be too hard to understand what's being said. Let's leave it on normal for a minute and listen to how the video plays.
Started. Today we're going to be talking about an introduction to the microbes. The first thing we need is a working definition.
You can see that the
exactly
speed is relatively slow, easy enough to listen to and take notes at the same time. Now let's increase the playback speed to 1.5 and take a listen.
What a microbe is. We're going to define a microbe as a single-celled microscopic organism or acellular particle.
You can see that the speed of playback has quickened. Some students might not like that, but if you do, this setting control is there for you. Play around with it and see which one works better for you. The last thing we need to talk about today is the study guides that are available for you on Canvas. There will be a folder with study guides for each lecture that is going to be on each of the lecture exams. After you view the lecture and take a good set of notes, go ahead and open up the study guide for that lecture. You'll notice that the study guides are in outline form. They're also made as a Word document, so you can edit the study guide as you see fit. I like to think of it as customizing these study guides. What I want you to do with your notes from each lecture is essentially add in any material that you need to this outlined form of the study guide and make the study guide your primary study material. In other words, by the time you've gone through the study guide and added in material from your notes, the study guide should be what you're going to study when it's time to get ready for the exam. On this outline, which goes with the lecture called History of Microbiology, you can see that the first primary heading says Beliefs about Origin of Disease. The subheadings below that are Ancient Civilizations, then Hippocrates, Aristotle, and so on. Now, when you watch the History of Microbiology lecture, you may take down notes that are more extensive than what I've written here, for example. You may want to add in, where it says ancient civilization, you might want to add in the time before Hippocrates. Maybe that makes this make more sense to you, in other words. And where it says spirits and gods, you might want to add in people believed that disease was punishment. Again, you might have that in your notes, and you might feel that you need that statement next to spirits and gods so that it makes more sense to you when you're studying. I'm going to provide you with a very sort of bare bones outline for each lecture. What you're going to need to do is edit it. You're going to need to customize it and make it your own. With the material in your notes, you're going to go through the study guide and add in additional material to make the study guide make sense to you. Once you have it all edited, all customized, this study guide should be what you're going to study when it's time to prepare for the exam. You won't have to go back to the video. You won't even have to go back to your lecture notes because all of the important information will now be in the study guide. You're going to see that for each lecture, there's going to be 3 or maybe 4 pages in the study guide. By the time you have it customized, it might be a little bit longer than that. But the study guide will still be a lot shorter than if you tried to go back and study all of the slides with all of your notes. Do yourself a favor and make use of these study guides as a way to condense all of the material from all of the lectures into a form that you can readily study and readily memorize. That's all I have for you in today's video. If you have any questions about anything that I've discussed today, please go ahead and message me using the inbox tool in Canvas. If you don't have any questions, I will see you on the first day of laboratory.